Hey guys, welcome to the first part of this week's Coffee and Hero Show, taking you through all that's new into the store in terms of graphics. That may sound like a pretty familiar intro from last week where I said the first of two, never got around to the second. Yeah, the last couple of weeks with Diamond have been rather taxing to say the least. Ton of missing stock last week that apparently was water damage on the way over. Stuff missing this week. It's quite disheartening to be honest, but you know, onwards and upwards. All I can do is take my copious amount of notes and hope that what I actually ordered they send to me. I'll keep you guys updated as best as I can throughout that whole process. But yeah, just last week's delivery, as I say, it required so much mental gymnastics that I just never had the time to record a single issue video. But that'll hopefully change this week. We are settling in from this week for the new setup in terms of Chris will be here Mondays, I'll be here Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Chris will be here Thursday, Fridays, and I'll be here Saturdays. What that means is I'll always be here for a new comic book day on the Wednesday. That gives me a little bit of extra time as well. If I don't get a video recorded on the Tuesday, I'll get it done the Wednesday morning before opening. It means that the new releases will be, you know, perfectly set up and ready to go every week. It just makes a lot more sense for us to work out like that, for me to be here on the Tuesdays and the Wednesdays back to back. So anyway, we'll jump into what we've got this week. We'll kick things off with undoubtedly one of the most popular formats, and it's only a few months old at this point, and that is the DC Compact Comics line. So there's two new books this week. We have Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens by Paul Dini and Guillaume March. So this contains all 13 issues, or the first 13 issues of that run. The other new one this week is Joker by Brian Azzarello. So this was a original graphic novel, so it contains all of that, but it also includes their story from the Joker 80th anniversary, 100-page spectacular as well. It's one of those things, this one's a lot thinner, certainly, than what's come before it. It's still great value for what it is. I mean, usually you'll see this story for, you know, £14, £15, whatever, without the one-shot special in there. But the fact that it has all of that together, it's still great value, as again, these are always at the £9 price point. And then just a couple of top-ups this week as well. Back in stock is Batman Hush and All-Star Superman as well. I mean, the closest thing Marvel probably do to that is the Mighty Marvel Masterworks, although these are being printed in order of when they were released, going right back all the way to back to the 60s and so forth. So this is Thor, we're as far, I think, as volume 4 or 5 of Thor, and this contains Journey in the Mystery 120 to 125, Annual 1 and Mighty Thor 126, 127. Those are a bit more expensive as well, they come in around the £15 mark, but considering the age of the content there, that is by far the cheapest and best way to get those types of runs. Next up, an all ages book, Batman and Robin and Howard, Summer Breakdown. So this is part of the DC graphic novels for kids range. Another thing I think DC are doing very well at the moment as well is those all ages titles and these smaller books. And we've made sure to get a good range of those in. So onto the graphic novels proper, we have Elseworlds Superman Volume 1. So in Elseworlds, heroes are taken from their usual settings and put into strange times and places. So this basically contains Superman Speeding Bullets, Superman Kal, Superman Distant Fires, Superman A Nation Divided, Superman Inc. and Superman War of the Worlds. So it's great to see these Elseworlds ones being reprinted. Batman came out a few weeks back, so now we're on to Superman. Next up, this was a title that was out last week, but we sold really well on it. We've got restocks again this week. Avengers Twilight, Chip Zdarsky, Daniel Lacuna, one of my favourite books of this year. Can't recommend highly enough. I just love old man superhero type stories, hence Dark Knight Returns being my personal favourite. Next up from Image Comics is the next volume of What's the Furthest Place from Here. This is the book from Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg, of course. These guys worked on another title called Four Kids Walk Into a Bank, which I believe has been recently solicited for a movie. So this is an epic tale about growing up in a dying world unlike anything you've read before. The first two volumes are in the Image Comics section as well. A new printing has come in this week for Flashpoint. This, of course, was the story that set up the New 52. The slightly different DC universe. Jeff Johns, Andy Kubert. It is a classic. Do not, judge this book by the absolute, don't want to swear, but the absolute show that was the Flash movie that used this story as the basis for it. This is some of the best event storytelling, I think, of the last 20 or 30 years. Next up, we have Epic Collection Deadpool, which has got the subtitle Johnny Handsome. This is the 1999 to 2000 run. It's volume 5 in the Epic Collection works. Acclaimed writer Christopher Priest takes on Deadpool. So you've got Deadpool 34 to 45, Black Panther, Wolverine issues, Heroes Reborn issues, and material from Wolverine Annual as well. Next up we have Carnage. So this is the second volume of Carnage under Torunn Grønbekk, which has been pretty extreme to say the least. This contains Carnage 5 to 8 as well as Venom 31 and 32. There was a little crossover story there, Symbiosis Necrosis. Oh, pardon me. And that's all being contained in this Carnage book. Next up we have Star Wars. So this is going to be the second last volume. It's volume 8. This will be the second last volume of the current run from Charles Soule. Issue 50 is going to be the last one. This contains issues 42 to 47, as well as material from Star Wars Revelations and the Free Comic Book Day issue as well. Subtitle here, The Sith and the Skywalker. On to a few Image books now. We have Feral from Tony Flicks and Trish Foster, who of course were the team behind Stray Dogs. This is a new horror from behind those creators. Meet Elsie, Lord, Fluffy Britches and Patch, 3 indoor cats lost in the not-so-great outdoors during a nightmarish rabies outbreak. Without humans to protect them, the cats rush to find their way home before they're eaten by the forest full of rabid beasts on their tails. Speaking of Image, we have Void Rivals Volume 2 this week. So, of course, this is the title that launched the Energon universe before Transformers, before G.I. Joe, etc. This was the book that ushered that in. Volume 2 contains issues 7 to 12, as well as material from the Energon Universe 2024 special. Next up, we have X-Men. This is the X-Men Jared Dugan run. This, of course, is when you're coming towards the end of the Krakoan era. Phil Noto on art for this, as well as Joshua Cassara. This contains issues 30 to 34, again, as this is leading to the fall of the House of X. Next up, we have The Complete Saucer Country. This is a book from Image Comics. Image have been really good about putting these sort of compendiums together for series from the past. This was a series by Paul Cornell, art by Ryan Kelly. Presidential candidate Arcadia Alvarado has a terrible secret. She's been abducted by aliens. To discover what that means for her and for America, she picks a team of eccentric helpers and with them goes on a journey through UFO mythology, political intrigue, and Saucer Country. That came out sort of in the era where Saga was coming out, and Deadly Class, and so on and so forth. Next up, we have the trade paperbacks coming in for Deceased, War of the Undead Gods. This, of course, was the final chapter of the Deceased saga, and an absolutely brilliant event book, I thought. Tom Taylor, Trevor Hersing on that. Next up, we have Spider-Punk Arms Race. So this is Spider-Punk's Arms Race 1 to 4. Cody Ziegler on this one, along with art by Justin Mason. The acclaimed creative team reunites for more adventures. Next up, we have Quick Stops Volume 2. So this, of course, is from Kevin Smith. Anecdotes from the annals of the Askew-verse. Of course, the Mallrats, Clerks, Jen Silent Bob, all those types of things. So basically expanding out that universe. Learn the utter truth about an American icon when a young podcaster tries to milk movie creator Nancy Goldruff for the bovine's beginnings, only to meet a cow tale so shocking it turns her brain to hamburger. So a couple of sort of hardcover / special editions to finish off with. We have the Batman Family Year 1 box set. This contains the books from Chuck Dixon, as well as Scott Beatty. And you also have art from some brilliant creators on this as well. Marcus Martin, Javier Pulido, and Scott McDaniel. So it is essentially Nightwing Year 1, Batgirl Year 1, and Robin Year 1, all collected into one box set. Some of these books have been out of print for ages, so it's nice to see them all collected together in this format. And a beautiful little slipcase for that as well. Finally in stock, I've been waiting on these for about a month. Once in Future, the Deluxe Edition Book 2. We did get the slipcase editions in before, which are a little bit more expensive, but if you just want the hardcover collection for the second half of Once in Future from Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora, finally in stock. We have Nightwing Year 1, the 20th anniversary, and of course it's a soft cover in there with the box set with Batgirl and Robin, but there's a beautiful 20th anniversary deluxe hardcover edition as well. Beautiful Dan Mora cover there. And we finish off with Batman City of Madness. So this was a great book by Christian Ward. Delves very much into the horror side of Batman, deals with the under Gotham, which is a society that exists underneath Gotham, where everything's upside down, essentially. Really enjoyed this. This is the complete Black Label mini-series all collected into one hardcover. So that is it for this week in terms of graphic novels, hardcovers, etc, etc. As I say, keep an eye on the channel for later. I will make sure to get a single issue video out this week. Once pull lists are done, I'll keep you guys updated for anything that's missing or delayed or whatever, because again, the last couple of weeks have been rather trying as a lowly comic store owner. But again, I'll keep you guys informed as much as I can. So again, hope you enjoyed this, hope it proved useful. I'll hopefully see you guys in store throughout the week, and until then, take it easy.